According to a study done by Dexcom, nearly half the athletes who get diagnosed with type 1 diabetes feel like quitting their sport. Me and Nishita in her story show how the other half who remain in the sport overcome the roadblocks that come with the diagnosis.
I grew up playing a lot of different sports, basketball, volleyball, swim team, ballet, even gymnastics, but soccer is a sport that's really stuck with me. I have been in soccer since I was 5 years old, so it's 11 years now, and I started off playing rec and then moved to club as I got older into middle school and high school. I was diagnosed with type 1 last September, so September 25th, 2023.
It was my birthday week actually, so my birthday's in September, and it happens that her grandma's birthday is several days before mine, so it was the weekend before, and she was gearing up for tryouts for soccer at school, and she had been complaining for months of just feeling really tired.
Looking back to 2 months before my diagnosis, I could see effects of type 1 on my physical performance. I was always really thirsty and always came back from practice feeling tired and out of breath when that usually didn't happen to me. Definitely after my diagnosis, when I was able to give myself more energy in my body, I was able to see both my speed, my tiredness, and overall my endurance go up, and it's had a huge positive impact on me.
So the process for diagnosis is typically, it's pretty dramatic for people. They don't often recognize the symptoms before their body starts to shut down, and so most people end up in the emergency room because their child is still lethargic or wiped out, or they're not able to function well. And she probably didn't quite make it to where most people did because we recognized it early. So for us, I took her to Cook Children's Hospital and just directly to an endocrinologist who was willing to work with me instead of admitting her to the hospital.
I think the main emotion that was going through my brain when I heard the news was probably a lot of fear. I participate in a lot of activities and sports, and I was worried how I would be able to continue those with this diagnosis. But over time, I think I've realized that it's possible and that I can do whatever I want to do even with this diagnosis. One of the ways that I have been able to cope with being diagnosed with type 1 is through reaching out to other people. When I was first diagnosed, I didn't tell anyone about it, and I was pretty quiet and kept it inside. But over time, I've realized that as I reach out to people, it makes it a lot easier.
I've had a lot of friends over the years whose children have been diagnosed with type 1, and I feel like one of the things that I can offer them, or a piece of advice, is that your child can do everything that they want to do and that they're not limited by this. So, they can play sports, they can swim, they can hike mountains, they can be by themselves. It just takes time to get to that place where they're responsible and independent, but also just confident with themselves.
I would tell somebody who is going through a similar experience as me to not give up on what makes them happy and what they love to do. This diagnosis can feel very limiting, and sometimes it is, but as you push forward in the things that you love, it'll be rewarding for you later.